How can professional truck drivers help to promote National Truck Drivers Appreciation Week to other truckers all year long? Hello, I'm Vicki Simons.
And I'm Mike Simons.
And welcome to tonight's special Sunday. We are coming to you from the living room in our home in Aiken County, South Carolina. And today started National Truck Drivers Appreciation Week. If you get some value from what we're going to be sharing tonight, please give us little likes and hearts, and even share this with others if you like. All right, the lighting's not the best in the world here, so I hope you can see us all right. Anyway, the thing about it is every year the American Trucking Associations promotes this National Truck Drivers Appreciation Week within the United States, and I understand that there is a similar promotion up in Canada on a different week. And the thing about it is my husband and I, because we both have trucking experience, we understand what it is that truckers go through. We appreciate the work that drivers do all year long. We don't wait for 1 week out of the year. It's one of those situations where we think that you guys should be celebrated. And the fact is that we have a situation on our hands where over a period of time, this image of the trucking industry has been a little bit smirched, tainted, dirtied, if you will, because some truckers just do not appreciate each other. Okay, and I wish that there was more of this white knight of the highway mentality among ourselves. And I think that we could do a better job and to reestablish that or help to promote that once again. So on tonight's special Sunday, since we focus on relationships, I'm going to throw out a challenge, and that is that we start to look for ways that we can help each other in the trucking industry. Okay, even though I'm not professionally driving anymore, the fact of the matter is I'm very much interested in and supporting and promoting the trucking industry with what we're doing with TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. Okay, and obviously doing these broadcasts, I'm helping with that too. So let me give you a couple of examples that we have personally benefited from where someone, a trucking stranger, someone we did not know, didn't even get their name, helped us in our trucking career. Both of these personally happened to, well, it was both of us, I believe. But anyway, the first one happened, and I mentioned this last week when we were talking about snow chains. All right, the very first time, which was the only time that Mike and I ever chained up during the winter weather, was when we were going from west to east up across I-70, that range of mountains there. We had no clue what we were doing. Mike may have chained up once before in his life, I don't know, but the fact of the matter is I had never chained up. The chains were on the side of the truck there with Swift, but who knows how to put those things on. And the fact is that we were newbies at the time. We knew enough to have a flashlight with us, but we didn't have enough understanding that we probably needed to have a backup set of batteries. So Mike's trying to chain up in the dark. There's not enough light. Our battery's dying in our flashlight. Here comes what I call an angel, another trucker who comes along with a nice bright flashlight. And he doesn't even introduce himself. He doesn't expect anything from us. All he does is shine his flashlight on the places where Mike is chaining up until everything's on the truck. And the fact that we don't know who he was, he didn't say a word, but we are very grateful for his willingness to help us. All right, that was number one. Number two, we had picked up a load in Southern California at one of these shipyards, okay, where they take the containers off, and you're supposed to go pick them up and take them by truck to wherever they're going to be going. And I'm in the passenger seat, and I see this writing, this paint on the ground, and it says tie down area, or basically somewhere that we're supposed to be doing something. And I said, what does that mean? And Mike said, I don't know. And so anyway, we get out on the road and we go to some really close by truck stop. Mike goes inside, and just as he's pulling around that corner before he parks, I happened to notice out the passenger side window, out the mirror, I thought I saw where the container tipped just a little bit and then straightened itself back up. Okay, it could have been an optical illusion, but there was this question in the back of my mind. Well, anyway, some other trucker came up and he said something to me about tying down the container on the chassis. And I'm so concerned about this because I had just seen this thing out the window, or what I thought I saw. I said, show me. Okay, so he was willing to take me around the container chassis to show me where the container had to be tied down to the chassis. And if you look at the cable ties page on our website, I talk all about this because I have since learned that you can actually, and not that cable ties are the best thing, but they're real quick. You can cut them off quickly, but they are used to be able to keep that connection of the container onto the chassis. Okay, in other words, it's tied down. You won't have any problems with that. All right. But anyway, this driver didn't have to do that. He was simply giving us the benefit of his experience, and he had a feeling, he probably saw the container tip a little bit, but I can guarantee you this. If we had taken that trailer, that chassis, out on the road, the first turn, that container would have landed over on the ground on its side had it not been for that driver's willingness to help. So I'm going to challenge you, drivers, if you can find a way to be able to help your fellow drivers, okay, and it may be the situation where they haven't even asked yet. All you have to do is ask a question. Driver, do you need some help with this? Or do you need some assistance? Would it be helpful if I, whatever, fill in the blank, okay? And it could be any number of situations. For example, there is a page on our website called Get Out and Look. All right, and Mike's going to be talking a little bit more about a situation that happened with him. But the situation is that sometimes you just need a spotter on the ground. Okay, since you don't want to back your truck into something, the back end of your trailer, the blind side. Okay, you're going to have to either get out of your truck, park, get out, and go all the way around to look at it physically, get back in, make another move, and basically back and forth unless you have another pair of eyes on the ground. Okay, so sometimes just having that spotter, that's someone else on the ground, can be a great value because it saves you time, and it's also going to save you the money that would be charged to you, or you would be involved in some sort of an incident that could be on your record somehow with the damage that's done to a trailer. So help. Just be willing to help. Be looking for ways to be able to do good unto others. Okay, the situation the Bible talks about to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, so if you see a situation where you're thinking to yourself, if I was that driver, what would I need? What would I want? Okay, then why don't you be the person to give the assistance there? So I'm going to turn this over to Mike.
I had parked for the night with a company that I was driving for. I had a brand new truck. I mean, we're talking brand new when I went to go pick it up. Had put a goodly thousands of miles on it, if memory serves me correctly. About 49,000 miles, original miles I had on it. And I was parked in a truck stop for the night. I was going to have to get up early the next morning. I was backed all the way in the hole, centered in the hole, and here's the kicker. I was under a light. There was no way to wind up missing the color of that truck. And I was getting ready to drop off to sleep, knowing that I had to get up early. And in the process of getting ready to drop off, then I wound up hearing this. And my eyes opened up and I said, don't tell me he just backed into my truck. Because there were tons of other spots available. He didn't have to park next to me. Let's get up and see. I pulled the curtains and went, because we have the sleeper curtains and then the curtains that came around the front, and I peeled those back just a little bit, and it's like, I see the back end of his truck, and it's like, and he's pulling off, no, you don't. So I had to get up, get dressed, and the guy got out, had just come on board with a new company for him, had a goodly number of years of experience, but a brand new company. Had been driving with them for only a month. I think I just backed into your truck, and I'm looking down at the front end of my truck where the headlight apparatus is down on the ground. I've got this great big old scrape on a brand new truck. Yeah, I believe that you did. We've got a situation to deal with here. I lost about a couple of hours of sleep on that, and there was plenty of other places that this driver could have parked. He didn't have to park next to me, but now he's got a preventable accident situation. I've got a messed up truck, and it was, needless to say, a huge disappointment to me. Drivers, you have long trailers out there. I mean, we're talking the 48s. We're talking 53-foot trailers. And there are times where it can wind up being a challenge, politely, to try to get into that parking spot. I've struggled with it at times. I know that you have struggled with it. But when we talk about doing good to our neighbor and being able to help out other professional drivers, you see this driver is struggling to get into a spot. It's going to probably be late at night, and there's that one spot that there's nothing else left, but it's next to you, okay? You're getting ready to wind down your evening. What's going to wind up being wrong with taking your flashlight and just help that driver out? Because you don't want to get backed into. He doesn't want to back into you. And just be a spotter down on the ground for him. Every time I have done that with another driver out there, they have been so profusely grateful, thanking me. Just, thank you, driver. I really, really appreciate that. Times where I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm trying to get into a spot. And you know how many times a professional driver gotten out and has helped me back into a spot? It's happened quite a number of times, just because I don't want to back into somebody. I don't want to damage somebody else's truck. And just having somebody up there at the front of my truck who's willing to wind up going back and forth to make sure I don't back into the guy that's going to be on my right-hand side. What can we do to help out one another in just a little situation like a backing situation? Okay? They're trying to get into a dock. Okay? They're trying to get into the parking spot. They're trying to get into wherever. What can you do to love your neighbor as yourself and just get out and help them? Exercising a little more patience with that driver who doesn't have a whole lot of backing experience, okay? Times where I've just jumped right up there on the side rail and helping them be able to get it back in. So thankful. So drivers, it's time to be able to help out one another and restore the white knight of the highway image, okay? And it can start right within the trucking community itself, to be thinking better of other people and to be able to help them out. And I think when folks out there see that we're looking out for one another, helping one another to be of benefit to somebody, and I think when they start seeing a change like that, they're going to wonder what's getting into the trucking community here, okay? Rather than snapping and snarling at each other, okay? You get out, you chew somebody out, okay? Because they backed into your truck. Well, you could have probably gotten out on the ground, or somebody could have gotten out on the ground and been able to help them. Let's help out one another. The special Sunday emphasis is being able to help the trucker you don't even know. So what can we do to help out one another?
That's right. And sometimes even though it may not be of benefit to you, okay, because you've paid it forward to someone else, that may end up coming back to you eventually, okay? And the thing is, a few minutes worth of your time can help save a preventable accident at times. And the fact is that when we're looking out for each other, when we are, so to speak, our brother's keeper out there, okay, we may not know each other. We may never see each other again. There are people we've gone to truck driver training school with. We've never seen them on the road ever since we left driver school. So the thing about it is, we may come across them again and we may not. But the fact is, when we're doing our part to help, okay, it gives us a feeling of satisfaction and warmth, if you will. Okay, it makes us feel good about our ability to help, even though we may not be helped. Okay, so that's our challenge for tonight. We appreciate your time. Drivers, we appreciate you all year long. My husband's been working very hard to get the videos from these Facebook Live broadcasts put up on YouTube. I'm grateful for him and his work. And so look for that. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to get back in touch with us in the comments below these broadcasts, or through YouTube, or through TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. And until next time, my husband Mike and I wish you safe travels and lots of money-saving opportunities on the road. Have a great night, drivers. Thanks.